26th of November, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua Chayesara. Yeah, here he comes.
Okay.
I can't hear you, Rabbi.
No, we still can't hear him.
Easy come, easy go.
I guess so. Well, sometimes just rebooting helps, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Baruch Hashem, we
Hear me
can hear
now?
you. Yes.
Baruch Hashem. Okay. Finally, 20 minutes. Okay. Crazy. Okay. We have to Posuk Tez Zayin. I don't remember who the first one to read. Anyway, Meir, let's have you read it. Posuk Tez Zayin, 16.
Okay. Let's see. Vayishma Avraham el Ephron. Vayishkol Avraham leEphron et hakesef asher diber ba'oznei b'nei chet arba meyot shekel kesef over lasocher. Okay, so Avraham listened to Ephron, and Avraham Yishkol is to weigh, isn't it?
Yeah, he weighed out.
He weighed out, okay, to Ephron, the silver, which he said.
We had
spoken to the children of hate, okay. 400, okay. 400 shekel of kesef.
Silver shekels,
Okay, which is able to purchase.
Over means international currency, universal currency.
Universal currency, okay.
American Express, I guess, I don't know.
I guess so. Okay, Rashi. Pardon?
Sorry?
I said, don't leave home without it.
Oh. Okay. Vayishkol Avraham leEphron. So Avraham weighed out.
By the way, I mentioned yesterday this idea, the Malbim points out, sometimes the Pasuk says, and says sometimes it says lemor lo, to him. So if you look in Pasuk Yudalet, it says Vayan Ephron is Avraham lemor lo. Avram answered Ephron answered Avraham, saying to him. Mashmei didn't announce it publicly, and here it says Vayishma Avram el Ephron. Avram heard, listened or heard, understood Ephron, and Avram weighed out for Ephron as a kesef, asher diber ba'oznei b'nei ches. She had spoken in the ears of the b'nei ches. Now, the Pasuk Yudala told us that Ephron had only said this privately to Avraham. Lemor lo.
Mm-hmm.
So who was the one asher diber ba'oznei ches? So Malbim explains that it was Avraham. In other words, Ephron wanted to make out, he says, I'm willing to give it to you. And yes, it's only 400 shekel, which Lamaisa was more than the full, well, we'll see. Could be 400 shekel was actually the full price. Wasn't certainly a discount price. Right? It was a full price. And in the end, like you can have 400 shekels, you can have $400, you can have 400 dinars or whatever. Every unit of currency is different. So it says in the end that Avram paid Ephron in type of shekels, which were international currency, which was a very large or high value shekels, which ended up he paying him a lot of money. Okay, so therefore that's why Avram Avinu says yes. Shedi Bebasin, you know, Avram said to the Bnei Ches, Mr. Ephron here has said that this field is a value of 400 shekels. Therefore, I'm weighing out for you, Mr. Ephron, 400 shekels, and this is I'm paying you in full cash. Full value, no discounts requested. I want to pay the full amount, right? That's what I want to pay for the field, and that's what he did. Okay,
Okay.
let's see the Rashi.
Rashi, Vayishkol Avraham leEphron. So Avraham weighed to weighed, I guess, it out to Ephron. Chaser Vav. It's missing a
So the
Vav.
name Ephron over here is written without a vav. Everywhere else, where's it? Pasuk Ches, I think that's the first place it appears. Figurli Ephron ben Tzekas with a vav. Pasuk
the
Yud. The Ephron Yosef Tzekas ben Ches Vayan Ephron Achiti. Esavram was never Ches. Pasuk Yud Gimel Vayedaber El Ephron. Pasuk Yud Dalet Vayan Ephron Esavram Nemoloi. And here it says Tezayin Vayishma Avram El Ephron is also with a vav. But once it came to the actual transaction, Vayishkol Avram Le Ephron without a vav.
Without a Vav. Huh. Okay. Lefisha Amar Habe, because he said a lot. Va'afilu Ma'at Lo Asa. And perhaps a little he did not do.
No, not perhaps, but Vafilu Ma'at Lo Asa, even a little bit he didn't do.
He didn't
Means he
do.
didn't give him any discount or anything. Shenotal Mimenu.
Okay. Shenata Mimenu Shikalim Gedolim. For he took large shikalim, shehain kantarim, which are kantarim. Oh, Shenemar,
I
as
don't know how you call it. Not
it
centenarian,
says,
is the right word. How did I translate it? It's
Kantar-
large. Right, it means large coins.
large coins. Okay, then they're called kantarim.
Yes.
Okay.
Shema,
Shenemar, as it says, over la socher shemit kablim b'shekel.
B'kol Mokum.
V'kol makom. So you said that these were negotiable.
I didn't say it was negotiable. It was universal currency.
Universal currency, which
That's what it should be B'kol Mokum.
accepted
I
as
guess
a
something
shekel
like
everywhere.
Bitcoin,
Mhm. Oh,
right?
accepted everywhere, like Lou said.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. So it's accepted everywhere. V'yesh makom, and there are places as shiklehen gedolim, whose shikalim are big. Shehain kantarim, for they are kantarim.
So
And
it
this
means Son,
Sonter,
so you have the French word, centenaires.
centenaires.
I guess it means like it's made up of 100 cents.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
When it's
100.
called, the word cent means 100,
Mhm.
right? Because it comes from the French word cent, Latin, cent. Cent is 100. But just to understand the concept somewhat, it says, I'll pay you in dollars. Okay? So he starts paying out in US dollars. He said, no, I meant Hong Kong dollars, right? Right, which are worth a lot more. Okay? So that's the same idea. He just said shkolim. Shkolim or whatever. What's shkolim? Shkolim is one place is their shkolim are worth less, the other place is worth more. So he gave him shkolim which were acceptable as shkolim in any place, which were obviously large. It says, "Yesh makom sheshikleim gedolim shein country." So he gave him the largest type of shekel that there was.
Mm.
It's interesting. It doesn't say anywhere that there was any form of discussion or argument between Ephron and Avram. Just Avram, as I mentioned before, Avram wanted to make sure that this sale was an absolute sale without any cause for objection or subtraction, anybody can come along with a claim, and it's totally free of claim. Anybody, there shouldn't be any possibility of anybody coming to claim and saying, no, this was a no sale. Avraham Avinu wanted to think, I'm going to pay the full amount, even more than the full amount. I want it to be a sale, 100% sale. Okay?
Okay.
Fine. Let's do Pasuk Yud Zayin.
I have a question.
Lou, Pasuk Yud Zayin. You have a question?
Yeah. If you read the English, the translation of the Hebrew, so if you just read the Torah, it sounds to me like the Hittites or the Shais, the sons of Shais, Ephron.
Very faithful. Sorry?
They're very fine people. Avraham comes
Fine
up
people.
and says, I want to bury my wife. And they say, no problem, you're a prince, you're godly, bury, anywhere you want, go ahead. And he says, well, I want to talk to Ephron. They say, fine, here's Ephron. Ephron says, yeah, hi, you're great a guy. And Avram says, I want to bury my wife in your field. And Ephron says, no problem, go ahead. You don't have to pay me anything. And Avram says, no, listen, I want to pay. And Ephron says, no, go ahead. Avram says, no, I insist. And Ephron says, okay, look, what's a field worth 400 shekels between me and you? Go ahead, you don't have to pay. And Avram says, okay, here's your money. So Rashi comes along and says, you know what? Ephron's really a rotten nut, a rotten apple. He said a lot and did nothing. He ripped him off. Why does
Didn't
the
say he rips him off.
write it in such a way that it's so misleading?
Why does the Torah write in a way that really makes out that looks as if Ephron's a good guy, and then in fact, he's not a good guy? I guess with many things which are, I'll give another example. This is one of the most classic examples. Who was right? Who was the good guy? Who was the bad guy? Esav or Yaakov?
Clearly,
If
Esav.
somebody reads it, what?
Clearly, Esav was the good guy. Yaakov was a
I'm
thief.
talking about as far as the blessings are concerned.
Yeah, Yaakov stole the bracha. He was
Right?
a thief.
Okay, that's what it looks like. Okay.
Why does the Torah write it so misleading in that case also?
Okay. So obviously the Torah wanted it to be understood through the words of Chazal, to be interpreted through Torah Shebal Peh. Torah Shebiksav in many places is like beckoning for an explanation that, should we say, belies what seems on the outside as one interpretation, one way of looking at things, and when one delves into it, one sees a totally different picture. And therefore, that's why Kosh Baruch Hu Dafka wanted the Torah to be given over as Torah Shebiksav on the one hand, that the written Torah, the written narrative appears as one way, but the way it is to be understood is through the tradition, through Chazal, through our sages, that the real interpretation is the way our sages have handed down to us the interpretations all the way from Sinai down to our day. I mean, you've got a very strong question. I mean,
Wouldn't
you
understand
can
that.
answer it
It
differently.
was more straightforward.
So I mean, Rashi bases it on the thing. All of a sudden, the Torah here skips the Vav of Ephron. Why should it do such a thing? If Ephron is such a good guy, why does the Torah skip miss out a letter of his name? And it's very blatant. The beginning of the pasuk says, "Vayishma Avram el Ephron, Vayishkol Avram le Ephron." Right? First with the Vav, then without the Vav. It's very blatant difference between the two spellings. So in other words, the pasuk itself, the way even the Torah Shabbat is calling out for an explanation. Okay, you're going to say, well, maybe you can explain it differently. That's possible then, but the point is, there's Torah Shabbat and there's Torah Shabbat Peh. And the Torah Shabbat, if you're taking it, this is, I say it's Torah Misinai, right? This is it was written by Kodesh Baruch Hu, and every single word and every single letter is of importance. So in the pasuk itself, the way that's written, it was written, the Torah was written the way Moshe Rabbeinu wrote it at Sinai. 1 second, what's happening here? There's something very strange happening in the pasuk here. So you have to turn to somewhere to explain it. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us a Torah Shabbat Peh to give us a tradition handed down from generation to generation, to explain to us the meaning which HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to be understood in the pasuk by these small changes and nuances which were handed down through Chazal. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. We have time for this for one more pasuk.
Vayikam Sadeh Ephron, Asher Ba'Machpelah, Asher Livnei Mamre, Hasadeh V'Hame'ara, Asher Bo, V'Chol Ha'et, Asher Basadeh, Asher B'Chol Gevulo Saviv. So it says, and it was established, the field of Ephron that was in Machpelah, that was facing Mamre.
This weather?